Hello, my name is Dante Vernay, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film, this is 1984's TABOO 3. 1984's TABOO 3, right here it says is the tagline, a sizzling tale of forbidden sex. And you can check out my other videos for TABOO 1, 2, and soon to be 4. And this is also directed by Curtis Stevens, written by Helene Terry. I believe they were husband and wife duo. And we are looking into the world of TABOO Part 3. This one really stands out in the 4 TABOO films as having some unique qualities, some characters that have not returned from the first 2, and also some characters that have kind of stepped up into the foreground of the film. So let's get into this film. I have some notes written in front of me, so you might see my eyes divert. TABOO Part 3. We're going to look at the music, we're going to look at the cinematography, style, storylines, themes, characters, whatever. Let's go. Well, we go right in and we hear the TABOO score sting right at the beginning of the film, kind of that piece of the theme of the TABOO series for a second there, and we have the 3D title card going right towards the screen, just like TABOO Part 1. It wasn't in TABOO 2, but it was in Part 1, so we have that 3D coming right towards the screen once again. We have a synth score here, almost like with some 70s, I keep saying this in the sequels, but 70s Carpenters music, like the Carpenters band, singing the TABOO theme and lyrics, using the lyrics, "This is taboo," right? So really, really cool stuff with some 80s synth in there. Opening shots of this film almost remind me of the opening shots of the original Halloween, or even the original Halloween 2. Very, very interesting, very atmospheric, dark, shadowy, desolate, lonely, and somewhat tense. Now, Kay has 2 sons. Her lead, the main character of this film, Kay, played by, because she's actually played by Kay Parker. She has 2 sons, but in this film, there's only 1 left in the house. Now, I believe that this wisdom of her having actually 2 sons is something new to TABOO 3, expanding the world. The mom from Part 2, played by Honey Wilder, is now Kay's friend, and there is a focus here on Kay's friend. As a matter of fact, there's a focus on these 2 older moms right here. These two ladies of the film become the focus, because there's no Dorothy LeMay in here, and there's also no Kay Parker's kind of best friend from TABOO 1 and 2 is not in this film, played by quote-unquote Aunt Peg. Now, Kay Parker, interestingly enough, as opposed to the beginning of TABOO 2, has a very strong conservative viewpoint on life. She's almost reverted back to the old days and reverted back to, boundaries and fear and a bit of concern. And it's all here. She's conservatism. Now, also in TABOO 3, we have a local band in the film, new wave 70s rock vibes. They're actually awesome. And we experience in TABOO 3 the chronicles of the music industry, of the local music scene. So TABOO 3 brings in this whole vibe of the music scene. Very, very interesting, and great, band and live music. We have editing cuts between 2 scenes with simultaneous action happening, cutting between the 2 of them. We've seen that in TABOO 1 and in TABOO 2. And, kind of in this particular one, we see the band playing and then, cutting with a sex scene that's happening in another room. We have this great scene in this film with 2 girls in a sauna. You get the younger vibes, the younger girl vibes here in a film that mostly focuses on older women, that focuses on mothers. And so here in this sauna scene, we have some younger girls here, and some X-rated actresses that you might have seen in other films, like Hot Flashes, which I've also looked at on this YouTube page. One of the girls has humongous breasts, so if you love breasts, of course, real breasts. If you love breasts, you're gonna love this girl. Now, Kay's other son in this film, also we experience sexual voyeurism once again, just like the first son, and attention once again. Almost there are elements of Taboo 3 that are mimicking elements of Taboo 1, but with a different character. We have in this film the sound of a heartbeat and the sound of breathing. Very, very interesting. We have jealousy between brothers in this film, and a mother towards her son's girlfriend as well. So we have jealousy as another kind of thematic point of Taboo 3. Now, we have 80s synth blues. Yes, almost like Michael Perlstein music. You can look him up. He did Deadly Spawn, as well as Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, but it almost sounds like Michael Perlstein's music, with lyrics that are actually detailing the scene that you're watching. So very, very interesting. Now, we also focus on the son's relationship with his girlfriend and the ups and downs of that relationship as well. We do have shadow work in this film, like Taboo 2, also with lots of neon lighting in here for Taboo 3. Kay's friends. Kay's friend, who's now, the mother from part 2, who has now really become her best friend, we have her friend's son drama in conjunction with Kay's son drama and his girlfriend. So we are really kind of moving between these two worlds here. Now, her friend's son is played by someone different. It was Kevin James in part 2. Interestingly enough, it goes back to Kevin James in part 4. I might be incorrect on this, but I believe that same character is being played by, somebody. It's not Kevin James in this one. So interestingly, he'll come back for part 4. Now, Kay's friend focus in this one, Honey Wilder, represents the sexual liberation kind of in conflict with Kay's hesitation and overprotection of her son. And Kay's friend, she has sexual relations with her son, continuing sexual relations and revelations of incest, and what those revelations between families, bringing even more liberation and cross-pollination, cross-sexual pollination. So the result of sexual revelations, the revelations of secrets, and bringing even more sexual liberation between families. Okay, we have some 70s guitar balladry in this film with a quote in a song, "I Can't Get Enough of You." And we have 80s synth pop with atmosphere in Taboo 3. Very, very interesting. And we have a mother's voyeurism. It really feels real. Let me tell you that. The mother's voyeurism feels real, in a real, quote, mom type of way, and real arousal from watching. We have a mother's excitement about her son having sex, versus, but also existing in the same world with a mother's jealousy and a mother's possession. We have the theme of being honest with yourself and how that relates to sexual liberation and sexuality in general and life in general. True life and liberation with no closet to come out of. The theme of, quote, not holding back any longer. This is another vibe of Taboo 3, not holding back any longer. And we also have some thunder in the background, like in part 1, when there's the restaurant scene at the boat dock. We have that thunder again in part 3, and we have this kind of this area where the mother of a son is getting another mother to fuck her own son, and we have two moms and one son sex, or that son is from one of those mothers, but the other mother is jumping in on it as well. Wow, 2 moms and 1 son. 2 girls, 1 cup. Taboo 3 is 2 moms, 1 son. We have electronics and guitar, definitely comprising a Taboo theme. Dance, neon, rock, club, sexual dancing. Great 80s outfits and upskirt shots. Record producers. And it's a great section of, getting record producers to sign contracts using intercourse. The need for getting the band signed over relationship commitments and that relation to free love. The record producer party orgy. Yes, the orgy in Taboo 3 is a record producer party orgy. Look for Ron Jeremy in here with really an unreal facial shot to this girl that he's having sex with. And we have neon 80s synth jazz younger girls, the quote "feels so good" song that we've heard in the other Taboo films, and lots of sweat. We have a mother's seduction of, mothers in plural, seduction of each other's sons. We have jazz music and dancing sex. Great mirror reflection shots that are very much so in line with the introspection of the characters. Taboo 3 is a film of 2 older women, 2 mothers, focusing on, not the younger, but focusing on the older women and their desire for younger men. You don't see this much at all, especially in sex films in general, especially, this is not a common trope. This is not a common trope that maybe a lot of people even talk about. Again, this angle is not a typical angle. So we have older women looking for younger guys, and in the way that older men would be looking for younger girls. Like in the movie that I recently looked at, Hard Bodies, which is on this YouTube page. We have 2 older moms, and a pizza boy. Quote, "Get ready for a large pepperoni," end quote. We have great synth island 80s rock songs in here. One in particular, we have Hazy Fantasies from Taboo 1. Atmospheric bassline exploitation horror sounds. Yes. And a crazy brotherly twist at the end. This great 70s jazz song that has the phrase, quote, "she's on fire." And we break the 4th wall in this film as well. We ask the question, thematically, story-wise, with Taboo 3. What does it take for a woman to feel beautiful? What does it take for a woman to feel beautiful? In Taboo 2, and really, actually, in the Taboo series, we have Kay Parker's character. She's a mother. She's a mother who's alone, been left by her husband, and now she's trapped in a world where people desire younger girls and not herself. And now in Taboo 3, she has found a partner in crime, and they are not only experiencing incest between each other's families, but they're also experiencing kind of taking on the world of younger men. 2 moms against the world. This is 1984's Taboo 3. Here it is, folks. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more, like Taboo 3, this X-rated film here, with wild, incestuous sex scenes. Please feel free to check out all my other reviews on this page, but also my personal films at youtube.com/poopy, Poopy, diarrhea. Thank you so much, and good night.